Bennett, did you watch any
Yes.
WNBA action this weekend?
I did catch a little WNBA
Did you happen to
action.
catch
I enjoy the league.
Fever Sky again?
I did see. This was part 2, right?
Part 3.
Part 3,
Part
okay.
3. 2 weekends in a row. This is the second Monday that we've come out of a Fever Sky game on a Sunday. Yesterday's went the way of the Chicago Sky. They are treating it like their national championship, which I love. Go for it. I don't mind. Their admin on social went a little unhinged, and I respect it because these are 2 young, growing teams, and the Sky yesterday ended a 4-game winning streak for the Fever, and this has developed into a legitimate rivalry for the fans. Like, I got excited to sit down on a Sunday night. We got home from the movie, and it was halfway through the second quarter, and I was like, I got to turn on the Fever Sky game. And that's what the WNBA wants. That's proof of growth of the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
When people are making appointment viewing, I wanted to race home to get on my couch to watch the end of Sky Fever. 2 teams who, again, they're growing. They're getting better. It's a better viewing experience than the first time we watched the Sky and the Fever play. But Angel Reese had 25 and 16 in the win for Chicago. She is the first rookie to have a 25 and 15 game since Asia Wilson. 8 straight double-double for Angel Reese. Nalissa Smith tried to hit her with the "you're too little," and after that, Angel Reese just destroyed her the rest of the game. They were going at it. Angel Reese, I think, proved a lot of people who have been on the anti-Angel Reese is a good basketball player train wrong. She also had a really sweet moment at the end of the game, like hugging Cheryl Swoops, which just felt collective of a lot of the ish that she's had to deal with over the last couple of weeks. But this was my take coming out of last weekend, and it's the same take that I have this weekend. For all of the others out there like me, I want you to know that you are not alone. You can like both Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. And you can like them both because they produce bomb basketball games. Like, this is what sports are about. 2 high-level competitors, and right now 2 rookies who are having exceptional rookie seasons, who are both making legitimate cases to be considered for Rookie of the Year in the WNBA, and carrying off of 2 players who had a growing relationship and rivalry, I guess I should say not relationship, but a growing rivalry through their college years. And now that transporting itself into the WNBA, like, that's perfect. And they're both really good. This wouldn't work. This wouldn't be a thing if they weren't both really, really good.
Yeah, I mean, Angel Reese, like, there was a lot of eye rolls and negativity when she had her famous line that was saying that, you know, it's not just one person that's what was it? It was not just one person that's, you know, I'm a part of this story too.
Yeah, and it was actually a bigger
referencing Caitlin-
collective
Yeah.
quote that people pulled one part of, but it was everybody else is involved in this league, and me too. Like, I'm gonna look back however many years from now and understand that, like, I was a part of this shift too.
And the attackers attacked her game, saying,
Right.
you're not on that level,
Yeah.
right? You're a role player on your team. Well, I don't
And
know
it was
if that's
like, oh, your
necessarily going to be
efficiency,
the case.
your
Yeah.
efficiency stinks. Like, even though you're putting up double doubles, like anybody, she's the best comparison you can give her right now. She's like the Dennis Rodman of the Chicago Sky.
Yeah, okay.
And she also is showing increased presence defensively. She had a couple big steals, a couple big defensive moments in the game yesterday. Her handle is getting better. Her basketball IQ the game is slowing down for her, as we say, for rookies. And that's the same with Caitlin Clark. Like, yes, Angel Reese had her 8th straight double-double. Caitlin Clark is now averaging 16, 5, and 6. And as said, the Fever had been on a 4-game winning streak. And that's why, if you are a Fever fan, it had to have been infuriating watching the last 5 minutes of that game because they refused to give Caitlin Clark the ball, and Caitlin Clark didn't take any shots. Like, that was insane. I felt bad. That's the wrong language. But I did feel bad for Christy Sides because sometimes you watch a coach make such insane decisions where first you're mad at them and you're like, why are you the way you are right now? And then you almost feel bad because you're like, how could you do something so obviously wrong in that moment? Like, the Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston pick and roll was working like magic. And Aaliyah Boston has been so much better, and like the growth of that relationship has been huge for the Fever, and she's finishing better off of Caitlin Clark looks, because I know people who try to attack Caitlin Clark's stats thus far in a rookie season will always look at her leading the league in turnovers. Her teammates do her no favors. Like, the number of times her teammates have balls go straight through their hands is insane, and then it counts as a Caitlin Clark turnover. But why Caitlin Clark didn't have the ball in her hands with an opportunity? The Sky won that game by 1, and I would have done anything to see a Caitlin Clark logo pull-up 3, like a signature move. She has a wrestling move. It's a crazy deep shot that no one thinks can go in, but it's Caitlin Clark, so yeah, maybe it could. And we didn't get to see that. And that felt like a loss in that situation for us as the fans. But it has felt like an overall gain that we have this immediate care factor when it comes to watching Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese games. And this is just the beginning. Like, I know they want to downplay it and say, oh, it's not a rivalry. No, it is.
The Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hart, live every weekday at 8 a.m.